Hey guys, this is HOPEsaidit back with another HOPEsaidit Uncut video for you. I know it's kind of odd to talk about this during Valentine's Day weekend, but this week's topic, if you read the blog post, HOPEsaidit.com, was the reasons you should stop having kids. Or, the reasons you don't want to have kids in the first place, maybe. It's just some things to consider. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I have 3 boys myself. Obviously, I'm not trying to stop populating the world. All I'm saying is there are some things that some people need to know before they start having kids and multiple kids. When you're young, I feel like you're like, I'm going to get married and have 5 kids. And then you have one and you're like, 2 kids, just because you don't know everything that goes into having kids. So let's hop right into it. The reasons why you should probably not have kids, or you should stop having kids if you already have one already. And then at the end, like always, I give some feedback about what other people's reasons are. So number 1 for me, money. Money was it's pretty high on the list. Kids cost money. I don't think you realize how much money they cost. So you have medical bills during your pregnancy, after, for you and the baby, and then, oh my goodness, let there have to be a pediatrician while you deliver. Just for the pediatrician's presence, you're paying like $300 just for them to be like, yep, baby looks good, bye. Like, what? I knew I should have been a doctor. Even when you get out of that and you're like, I think we're out of the medical hole, because there will be a hole in the beginning when you have the kids. Like, those medical bills will just start piling in. You think you're done, and then you're like, who's trying to charge me? This little nurse who was there for 2 seconds. Okay. Even after that, kids add up. You can breastfeed all you want to. That's free. That's good. But they're gonna have to get on solid food eventually. That's just what it is. As they grow older, they just eat so much. I cannot tell you how much I spend every week, if not every other week, just on grocery bills. And my kids are young. I'm very scared for when they are teenage boys, because I have to pack food in my purse. There has to be food in the car already because they're always hungry. Snack. Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, can I have food, please? That's just what they do. But let me tell you what's really gonna make you bankrupt. Daycare. Okay, if you're not a stay-at-home mom, daycare will get you. Daycare is a mortgage plus some if you have multiple kids. It's so ridiculous. But from the time depending on what your situation is, from the time they're in daycare to the time they can go to pre-K, kindergarten, depending on how your school district is, it costs a ton a month. I tell you, when you stop daycare, and I have not stopped daycare, so I'm not speaking from experience yet, but when you stop daycare, you will get a pay raise. You will be like, I'm rich. I'm going on a couple trips. And you should. It's so much. Daycare is ridiculous. So from medical bills to daycare. And then there's always something. First of all, these school supply lists, they're not school supply lists. When I was growing up, pencil, paper, color, and I thought that was a little extensive. They want 2 glue sticks. That's too much. Nowadays, I'm getting Kleenex. I'm getting paper towels, and I know it's a classroom set. Like, this is not for my child. I need construction paper and cheesecloth. And like, what are you doing? What project is this? Let us each buy it all on our own. They're talking about baby wipes. Yeah, I got baby wipes, but I need to wipe my baby with it, not bring it so you can wipe hands and stuff because the marker's going everywhere. I try. There's just a nickel and dime for everything. Even if the school is free, you're paying for field trips, you're paying for random projects, you're paying to join a club, you're paying for Friday meals, pizza party, banana party. Can everybody bring blah so we can blah? Well, then if I'm contributing, let's just not have it. You can tell I'm not a PTA mom, but either way, money isn't everything. Listen, we grew up poor. There were 4 of us, so obviously the reason for my parents was not money. But I'm just saying, in the state, if you want to kind of live a comfortable-ish life, you got to consider each kid. Because even now, okay, my kids are 6, almost 3, and almost 1. I'm in daycare slump. And then once I get them into public school, that's cool. But then I'm going to have to be grinding so I can save up for their college. Because college is going to be ridiculous by the time they're that age. And activities. I told you about flag football already. Like, there are just different things to plug your kids in, and it always costs money. So money is my first reason. If you're a little wary, think about having a kid, because things that you don't even think would cost money will cost money. I mean, things pop up. We just had an ear infection situation recently, and that cost a pretty penny. Okay, we've been to urgent care a couple of times in our day for these kids, and that's money every time you go. So even for emergencies and things like that, I mean, kids are just, they take money. It's a blessing, but they take money. And if you're like, I got money, that's not a problem. Well, do you have energy? Okay, because that's what you have to ask yourself if you're trying to have kids. Now, everybody knows, oh, kids, you know, they're like, they energize their money and they go and go and go. You don't understand until you're with them 24/7 how much they go. I used to babysit. Y'all know, if y'all been following me, I had my jobs on jobs on jobs video to where I described the different and many jobs I've had since I was about 12 years old. And most of it was babysitting. Guys, babysitting is nothing like motherhood. Like, you get some of the aspects like, oh, I can wipe, oh, I can entertain kids. But can you do that 24/7? You know, that's another beast. I'm just talking about sleep in general. Once you have that baby and it comes home, some of you guys are lucky and you're like, oh, my baby slept all through the night. Be quiet. No one wants to hear that, okay? For the rest of us who are waking up every 2 to 3 hours, well, that's life. You wake up 2 to 3, and it's not even for the newborn. You have some, thank God I'm not really in it, but you have some people who are, 1, 2, 3, and they're still waking up in the middle of the night. And I used to be a sleeper. Let me tell you, my husband, he's an early riser, so it doesn't really affect him. Me, in college for fun, I slept, okay? I slept as a hobby. I was sleep champ. I'm just a night owl, so I would even sleep around 3, wake up at 11, 12, 1. That was my life. And then I had a kid. I got PTSD sometimes. I'll hear something, I'm like, was that a cry? Was that my baby? Ugh, they've been asleep too long. I don't know. My body's just wired differently now. You don't have that much energy. You get everything you need when the kids are sleeping, and that can take a lot. So even now, my day is like, wake up, take the kids to school, go to work, come back from work, still doing kids things. When the kids go to bed, that's really my me time. But you have to understand, at that time, it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so I'm trying to do too much. I'm like, gotta watch this, gotta eat this, I'm cramming too much in and I'm not sleeping. I average about, on a bad day, it might be 4 hours of sleep. It's not even the amount of sleep you get, it's really the amount of consistent sleep you have. So if I were to sleep for only 4 hours, but it was straight 4 hours, I could take that. Like, that would probably feel like a dream to me right now. But the fact that I sleep for maybe 7 or 8 hours, but I'm waking up at least 3 or 4 times, that's a pain, and that is something else. But you grow out of that. Either way, energy is what you need. Especially if you have multiple little kids, you need energy. Because if you're that bum who's just on the couch like, hey, go play with this, play in the street. What kind of parenting is that? I'm trying to be present for my kid. And that's another thing. I think, especially, obviously, I know I'm Nigerian, growing up, quality time isn't really a thing. I feel like if you have a lot of kids, especially if they're around the same age, they kind of have you guys play with each other. For me, I'm like trying to really tune into each kid, and you just don't have that kind of energy. As you have to spread out your attention with each kid you have, So I want to connect on a different level with each kid and collectively, but just know that, hey kid, we're right here. We have this special bond and this special bond, and I can't necessarily do that if my time keeps on getting stretched thinner and thinner with a new kid. But that's just how I feel. You just need energy. You need the money, you need the energy. But really, here's another reason you shouldn't have kids, and this is probably the vainest thing you will hear all day. Looks. And that's just real. I try to be real with you guys, but really, like, I've been pregnant 3 times. Yo-yo weight is what I'm doing right now. Like, I started at a certain weight before the first, and down, and have a second, down, and third one, and down. It's just, I'm like, what pants can I fit today? A lot of people are like, oh, pregnancy, I just felt reborn again and just like a new woman nurturing. Like, okay, congrats. I did not feel like you, okay? I just felt uncomfortable in my skin. Now, I wanted, obviously, to be pregnant, but even it's just a process. It's almost like, yes, I want to look like this fitness model, but I don't want to diet hard and exercise. That's what pregnancy is. I want the kid. I don't want to be pregnant. And that's kind of why some people go the surrogacy route. No shade, but I mean, there's several celebrities, I'm sure, who are just, not even because of medical issues. I'm not talking about if you have a horrible, condition with pregnancy, but some people are just like, no, I'm perfectly healthy and I want someone else to carry my kid because this 6-pack ain't going nowhere. Can you feel a certain way about that? I don't know. You're not in that position. I can't judge them because you're not in the position. You don't have the money to do so. So why are you hating because they can? Stretch marks, the muffin tops, the wide nose, the discolored neck. It's a lot. Being pregnant is a lot, and to do that 3 times and try to get it back right, it's hard. So now I kind of just want to focus on getting it back right, because it's almost like maybe it takes me a year after a child to get where I want to be, and if I have to do it again, I'll just be like, I quit. I quit. I can't. My body is probably gonna be like, child, you on your own. Okay, I'm trying to help you out and get back to where you need to be, and you blew it. So not only because it looks is why I'm stopping, but I just think we're at our capacity right now. I think we're energied out for sure. We're definitely energied out. So when I open it up to you guys to ask you what are some of your reasons for either not having kids or stopping having more kids than you have, one of the reasons I received was, because you don't have the mental capacity to do more than one. One person said, I don't have it in me to do more than one. This one is enough. And that's true. You gotta know your limit. You gotta know your limit, because then you're just gonna be that angry mom or that person who is so resentful and angry. And I never want to get like that. Listen, I can yell now. I'm a disciplinarian, but I don't want it to come from the fact of I didn't want you guys anyways. And so you definitely do have to learn your limits when it comes to having kids. Freedom to travel was a huge one. A lot of people were talking about, oh, I can't go anywhere. And it's not even traveling afar or abroad or anything like that. Sometimes it's just to go to the grocery store. You literally cannot just up and leave and go to the convenience store across the street by yourself. You can't, So everything you do now has to be calculated. And who's going to watch this and blah, blah. And can you watch while I go? And how are we coordinating? It's a whole thing just to leave the house. Speaking of leaving the house, now leaving the house entails you lugging car seats and click and click and click, 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 click. Like, it's so many buckles, so many snaps. I'm tired. And do that times 3. I'm like, I don't even want to get out this car. It took me longer to strap you guys in than it did to get to my destination. So yeah, travel is definitely a reason why you should probably think, maybe it's not for me. Another reason I received is because you want to get your career in track. Now that is something I'm not with it, only because you can still grind and have kids. It's almost like if you wait for a certain time to have kids, you're never gonna have it, because there's never really a right time to have it, unless if you're like dependent on someone else and barely making it on your own. That's not a good time to have kids. But if you're an adult, you're independent, and everything is good, there's no right time. Me and my husband were starting kind of sort of in our career, like entry level starting in our careers, and we decided to have kids because we knew that we could still grow together. You don't have to be at the pinnacle of your career before you start having kids. One other answer I received was because Mr. Right did not come along, and that's a valid reason. I am of the thought that it's marriage then children. So if Mr. Right didn't come along, just wait. Whatever God has for you will be for you. Enter his perfect will, okay? You want to stay in his will. Don't do anything that's going to stop you from getting 100% of your blessings in this lifetime, okay? Another response I received was, I'm too selfish. That's very true. Listen, it goes with the whole travel thing. So if you're so used to just doing you and doing what you want to, please, yes, think about it, because it definitely is all about the kids. I don't know the last time I really thought about me and taking time off and doing this and that for myself. If I ever took time off, it was because of a kid's this or my husband's that and this and that, and that's how my husband thinks too. It's always about the kids. So anything that happens is so kid-centric that we don't even have time to worry about ourselves. And that's not saying, oh, we're the selfless parents. No, sometimes it's not a good thing, because we need to put our health first and everything like that. But why is my baby? What are you doing? Yeah, that's you. Guys, here's one of my little kiddos. I don't know why he has on a bead like it's Mardi Gras, but you know what? We'll go with it. So, like I was saying, just do what you need to do. Just do what you need to do. And here's another one adding to the mix. The other one probably didn't come because he's sleeping. Is he still sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. So this is just what you have to deal with when you have kids, guys. Yes, baby. At the end of the day, you know what will complete your family. Okay. So I mean, all these reasons aside, you know when your family is complete. So trust your instinct on that. But there really are things to think about when having kids. Not trying to stop you from having it. I'm just letting you know that it is a big responsibility. Micah, what are you saying? Okay. Thank you. I'm just letting you know that it is, it is a big responsibility when you have them. So I'm going to go ahead and go because this could get real rowdy and loud. And I will talk to you guys later. But follow me, HOPEsaidit.com. I have my blog post up there. And on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at HOPEsaidit. If you need to email me for anything at all, I do answer back. HOPEsaidit@gmail.com. Y'all have a great, okay. Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
All right. Shut it down.